There comes a moment in every chosen person's life when the storm starts to settle, when the struggle that once felt never-ending begins to fade. What if I told you you're at that moment right now? The hardship? It wasn't for nothing. The delays? They were part of the plan. The pain? It was shaping you, and now your test has been passed. Allah has seen your patience, your silent struggles, your late-night du'as. He has witnessed it all. And because you held on, you are about to be elevated. But how do you know for sure? What are the clear signs that your test is over and your elevation is near? Stay with me till the end, because what I'm about to share could change how you see your entire journey. But before we begin, if you want more content like this that strengthens your faith and transforms your mindset, subscribe to Muslim Mastery. Now you feel an unexplainable peace. There was a time when your heart was drowning in restlessness. The pain was unbearable. You kept questioning, why me? Why is this happening? Why is Allah testing me like this? Your thoughts felt like a never-ending storm, one question leading to another, each doubt heavier than the last. The uncertainty of your future consumed you. Would this struggle ever end? Would Allah ever answer your prayers? But suddenly, something changed. The storm within you began to quiet down. The chaos that once controlled your mind started to settle, and now you find yourself experiencing a deep, unshakable peace. You still don't have all the answers. Your external situation might still be the same, but something is different. Your heart is no longer in turmoil. There's a newfound calmness inside you. This is not an ordinary feeling. It is a divine sign. It means that your soul has reached a level of submission where you no longer fight against Allah's plan. You are no longer resisting what He has decreed for you. You have come to a point where you truly trust that Allah knows what is best for you, even when you don't understand it. And when a believer reaches this level of faith, Allah knows they are ready for the next phase of their journey. Why does this peace come? This peace is not accidental. It is a direct gift from Allah. It is a sign that your soul has been refined through hardship. Think of a stormy ocean. When the winds are strong, the waves crash violently. But when the winds settle, the ocean becomes still. That's exactly what happens to your heart when you finally stop resisting Allah's will. At the beginning of your trial, you struggled against the waves of hardship. You wanted to control everything. You wanted immediate answers. You wanted relief on your terms. But now you have surrendered. You have given up your desperate need to control everything. You have placed your trust in the one who already has everything under control. And in that surrender, Allah has gifted you peace. The power of surrendering to Allah's plan. Most people think peace comes when problems disappear. But the reality is, true peace comes when you learn to trust Allah, even while the problem still exists. This is why Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, despite facing immense hardships, remained the most peaceful and content person. His peace did not come from his circumstances. It came from his unshakable trust in Allah. And now you are beginning to experience that same level of trust. You might not have the full picture yet. You might still be waiting for your situation to improve. But you no longer feel broken inside. Why? Because you know Allah is in control. You know what is meant for you will never miss you. You know your pain was never wasted. And you know relief is already written for you. This is a sign of spiritual maturity. It is a sign that your faith has grown, and it is one of the biggest signs that your test is coming to an end. Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Quran 13:28. Your heart is at peace because Allah has brought it there. And now, your elevation is near. Your test has been passed. Your du'as feel stronger and more certain. There was a time when your du'as were filled with desperation. You pleaded with Allah, begging for relief. You made du'a with tears streaming down your face, wondering if He was even listening. Your heart was heavy, your soul was exhausted. Every night you whispered the same prayers. Ya Allah, when will my pain end? Ya Allah, why is my du'a not being answered? Ya Allah, have you forgotten me? But nothing changed. No matter how many times you cried, no matter how long you stayed in sujood, the situation remained the same. And that's when Shaitan tried to attack your heart. He whispered, maybe your dua will never be answered. Maybe Allah doesn't care. Maybe you're not worthy of His mercy. These thoughts terrified you. They made you feel distant from Allah. But something deep inside you refused to let go. Despite the doubts creeping in, despite the silence that surrounded your prayers, despite the whispers of shaitan, you kept making dua. You held on to hope, even when it felt like there was no hope left. And now, something has changed. Now when you raise your hands in dua, you don't beg in desperation. Now your heart is calm. Now you don't just hope that Allah will respond, you know He will. You no longer feel the need to repeat your dua over and over again out of fear. You don't feel anxious, wondering if Allah has heard you. You know that He heard you the first time. And if the answer hasn't come yet, you know that the timing isn't right, not that Allah has abandoned you. Why has your dua changed? This shift in your dua is not random. It is a sign that your trial is coming to an end. Because now you are no longer making dua from a place of fear and doubt. Now you are making dua from a place of trust and certainty. You have reached a level of faith where you don't need to see immediate results to believe that Allah is working behind the scenes. You trust His process. And that's exactly how the prophets made dua. The unshakable certainty of Prophet Zakaria, AOS. Think about Prophet Zakaria, alayhi salam. He made dua for a child for years. Every night he would ask Allah, but he didn't beg in a way that showed doubt. He asked with full certainty that Allah would respond when the time was right. My Lord, do not leave me alone without an heir, while you are the best of inheritors. Quran 21:89. Even when he became old, even when his wife was unable to conceive, even when every logical reason made it seem impossible, he never stopped believing. And because of that unwavering certainty, Allah blessed him with Prophet Yahya, alayhi salam, at exactly the right time. Zakaria, alayhi salam, did not just make dua and then worry. He made dua and then trusted. And now you are experiencing the same thing. Your heart has matured in faith. You no longer rush Allah's plan. You no longer demand immediate results. You trust that what is meant for you will find you at the right time, in the right way. And that's why you feel peace when you make dua now, because your soul already knows the answer is coming. The power of certainty in dua. When you reach this level of unshakable conviction, you become unstoppable. Because now, when you make dua, you walk away with complete confidence. You don't overanalyze. You don't keep questioning, when will it happen? You just know. And that is the secret. The moment you stop making dua out of panic and start making dua out of certainty, you have passed the test. Your patience has been recognized. Your trust in Allah has been proven. And now your blessing is on its way. Call upon me, I will respond to you. Quran 40:60. You believe this ayah with your whole heart. You don't just read it, you live by it. And that belief alone is a sign that Allah is about to open the doors you've been knocking on. So keep your heart open, because what's coming is better than what you imagine. Your du'as were never unheard. Your du'as were never ignored. Your du'as were always being prepared for the perfect moment. And now that moment is near. 3, the right people start entering your life. There was a time when you felt completely alone. When your test was at its peak, you looked around and saw that people had disappeared. Friendships that once felt unbreakable suddenly faded. People you trusted turned their backs on you. Relationships that meant the world to you shattered without warning, and you couldn't understand why. You kept asking yourself, why did they leave? What did I do wrong? Was I not good enough for them to stay? It hurt. It really hurt. Because these weren't just casual acquaintances. These were people you gave your heart to. People you trusted with your secrets. People who once said, I'll always be there for you. But when you needed them most, they vanished. And in that moment, you felt abandoned. You started believing that maybe you were destined to be alone, that maybe you were the problem, that maybe already Allah was punishing you. But now, something has changed. Now new people are coming into your life. Not just anyone, but the right ones. People who bring you peace, not chaos. People who uplift you, not drain you. People who align with your purpose, not distract you from it. And you can feel the difference. Conversations are deeper. Connections are more meaningful. The people in your life now feel like a gift, not a burden. Why is this happening? Because Allah removes what no longer serves you and replaces it with what will elevate you. The people who left, they were never meant to stay. Some people enter your life as lessons. Some people enter your life as tests. Some people enter your life as temporary companions, meant to walk with you only for a short distance. But when their role in your journey is done, Allah takes them away. And at first it feels like a punishment. It feels like you're being left in darkness, abandoned with no explanation. But now looking back, you understand. Those losses were actually redirections. Perhaps you dislike something while it is good for you. Quran 2:16. Allah was never punishing you. He was protecting you. He was making space so that when the right people came, your heart would be ready to receive them. And now they are here. Signs that the right people are entering your life. 1. They feel like a breath of fresh air. The moment you meet them, you don't feel anxiety. You feel peace. You feel safe. They push you closer to Allah. They don't distract you from your deen. They remind you of it. Conversations with them feel like reminders, not just entertainment. They support your growth. They don't discourage your dreams. They inspire you to go further. They believe in you, even when you doubt yourself. They don't make you question your worth. With them, you don't have to beg for love, attention, or respect. You don't have to wonder if they truly care about you. They make you feel valued, seen, and appreciated. They enter your life effortlessly. You didn't chase them. You didn't force the connection. They entered naturally, like a piece of a puzzle falling into place. The wisdom behind losing and gaining people. Sometimes Allah removes people from your life for your own protection. Some people would have held you back. Some people were secretly harming you. Some people were never capable of loving you the way you deserved. And Allah, in His infinite wisdom, took them away. Because He knew you would never let go on your own. If Allah removes someone from your life, don't chase after them. If they were meant to be in your life, they wouldn't have left. And if they left, it means something better is coming. You don't have to. Beg people to stay. Explain yourself to those who don't see your worth. Cry over people who were never written in your destiny. Allah knows what you need, and He will always send the right people at the right time. So let go of what He removed, and open your heart to what He is sending, because what's coming is better than what you lost. 4. The struggle suddenly starts to make sense. There was a time when nothing made sense. You were in the middle of your test, and your heart was drowning in confusion. Why is this happening to me? Why now? Why at this stage of my life? What did I do to deserve this pain? You searched for answers, but none came. Every door you knocked on stayed shut. Every plan you made kept falling apart. Every step you took forward pushed you 2 steps back. And in those moments of silence, doubt tried to creep in. Maybe I'm just unlucky. Maybe I'll never get what I want. Maybe Allah has forgotten about me. But now, something has shifted. Suddenly, things are making sense. The puzzle pieces are coming together. The pain that once felt so meaningless now has a purpose. The delays that once frustrated you now seem like divine timing. The doors that once shut in your face now feel like protection, not rejection. You're realizing that if Allah had given you what you wanted back then, you wouldn't have been ready for it. If that opportunity had come earlier, you wouldn't have been able to handle it. If that person had stayed in your life, they would have ruined you. If that situation had gone your way, you wouldn't have learned what you needed to learn. And now you see it clearly. And they plan, but Allah plans. And Allah is the best of planners. Quran 8:30. Why you couldn't see it before. During your struggle, you were in survival mode. You were just trying to get through the pain. You were too exhausted to step back and see the bigger picture. But now Allah has lifted you out of the storm. And from this new perspective, you can finally look back and see the wisdom in it all. You see how that heartbreak taught you self-worth. That financial struggle taught you gratitude. That failure prepared you for something even greater. The version of you that started this test is not the version of you standing here today. You grew. You changed. You became stronger. And that's why things are making sense now. Everything had a purpose. Allah was never punishing you. He was preparing you. Allah wasn't delaying your blessing to hurt you. He was waiting for the right moment to give it to you. Perhaps you dislike something while it is good for you, and perhaps you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you do not know. Quran 2:16. What felt like a setback was actually a setup. Every pain, every delay, every closed door was leading you exactly where you needed to be. And now you finally understand. Signs that your test is ending. 1, you feel peace about what happened. Before you were angry, confused, and hurt. Now, you've accepted it. Even if you don't have all the answers, you trust that Allah knows best. 2, you're grateful for the struggle. It sounds strange, but you wouldn't change what happened because you see how it shaped you into the person you are today. 3, you no longer dwell on what if. You've stopped replaying the past, wondering how things could have gone differently. Instead, you're focused on what's ahead. 4, you've gained wisdom. You don't just move differently, you think differently. You've developed patience, resilience, and trust in Allah like never before. The moment everything clicks, the test ends. Allah doesn't just test you for the sake of testing. Every trial comes with a lesson. And the moment you finally understand that lesson, the moment you stop resisting and start trusting, the test is over. Your struggles were never meaningless. Your pain was never wasted. Your delays were never a mistake. Allah was always guiding you. And now, you're ready for the next chapter. So step forward with confidence, because what's coming next is better than anything you imagine. 5, new opportunities start appearing. There was a time when every door seemed locked. No matter how hard you tried, nothing worked. No matter how many du'as you made, nothing changed. No matter how much effort you put in, success always felt just out of reach. You wondered, why does it feel like I'm stuck? You saw others moving forward while you were standing still. You watched opportunities slip through your fingers. You felt like no matter how hard you knocked, no door would open for you. And then, something shifted. Now opportunities are appearing out of nowhere. People are reaching out, doors are opening, things you've been praying for are now within reach. And you realize Allah was never saying no, He was saying not yet. Why were the doors closed before? Because you weren't ready. If Allah had given you that opportunity earlier, you wouldn't have been able to handle it. If He had given you success before the struggle, you wouldn't have valued it. If He had let you step into a new chapter without growth, you would have ruined it. Perhaps you dislike something while it is good for you, and perhaps you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you do not know. Quran 2:16. Allah didn't let you enter through those doors until you became the person who could walk through them with wisdom, strength, and faith. And now, you're ready. But here's the key. You must be ready to step through. Many people pass their test, but then hesitate when the blessing arrives. They get comfortable in their struggle. They get used to waiting. And when Allah finally delivers what they asked for, they freeze. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if this isn't the right time? Fear tries to hold them back, but don't be that person. When my servant comes one step closer to me, I come 10 steps closer to him. Hadith Sahih Muslim. If Allah is bringing you an opportunity, it's because He has already prepared you for it. So don't hesitate. Don't second guess. Don't let fear rob you of what you've been praying for. Signs that new opportunities are appearing for you. You're noticing coincidences that don't feel like coincidences. The right people are showing up. Unexpected blessings are appearing. Things are aligning in a way that feels too perfect to be random. Doors that were once shut are now opening effortlessly. The same things that once felt impossible are now falling into place with ease. You feel a deep sense of, this is my moment. There's an inner knowing, a pull, a feeling that what's ahead is meant for you. Opportunities are coming without you chasing them. Before, you had to struggle for every little progress. Now opportunities are finding you. Your excuses don't feel valid anymore. The fears, the doubts, the hesitation, it all feels small compared to what's in front of you. The blessing is here. Now it's your turn to take action. If Allah has sent you an opportunity, don't let fear make you reject it. You prayed for this, you worked for this, You struggled for this. Now step forward with faith. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94:6. Your hardship was preparing you for this moment. Now it's time to claim the ease. 6. Your heart is no longer attached to the outcome. This is the biggest sign of all. Before, you were consumed by your desires. You kept obsessing over what you wanted. You felt restless waiting for it. You were afraid of losing it. Your mind was constantly racing with questions. When will it happen? What if it never happens? What if I lose my chance? Every time you made dua, you clung to the outcome like your life depended on it. You wanted it so badly that the thought of not getting it terrified you. But now, something has changed. Now your heart feels free. You still want the blessing, but you're not desperate for it. You still pray for it, but you're not restless anymore. You still hope for it, but you've surrendered to Allah's timing. Because now you understand something powerful. What is written for you will reach you, and what is not meant for you will never stay. What changed? Your faith has matured. Before, your happiness was tied to a specific outcome. You thought you'd only be happy if you got that job. You thought you'd only be at peace if you got married. You thought you'd only feel worthy if people accepted you. But now you've reached a point where you realize, Allah knows what's best for me, even more than I do. And this understanding set your heart free. And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Quran 65:3. You no longer worship the blessing. You worship the one who gives blessings. You no longer chase after results. You chase Allah's pleasure. You no longer hold on to your plans. You trust Allah's plan. The beauty of true surrender. This is the moment when everything changes. Because the second you stop gripping the outcome with desperation, Allah gives you exactly what's meant for you, not what you thought you needed, not what you begged for out of fear, but what was always meant to be yours. Allah says, it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you, and it may be that you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you do not know. Quran 2:16. This is the ultimate trust in Allah, and this is when you know. Your test has been passed. Signs that your heart has truly surrendered you. No longer feel anxious about the future. You make dua, you take action, and then you let go. You trust that whatever happens is what was always meant to be. You are content even if things don't go your way. You don't get angry at Allah when things don't happen on your timeline. You know that the delay is part of the wisdom. You stop comparing your journey to others. You no longer feel jealous of people who have what you want, because you know that everyone's risk is written and your portion will reach you at the right time. You don't feel the need to control everything anymore. You do your best, but you don't micromanage life. You trust the process and leave the results to Allah. Your focus has shifted from the dunya to the akhirah. Before, you only cared about getting what you wanted in this life, but now you care more about pleasing Allah, even if that means waiting until Jannah for your reward. The power of detachment in Islam. When you finally stop chasing after a specific outcome, you step into a new level of peace. You realize that your happiness was never supposed to be in things. Not in a job, not in a relationship, not in money, not in people's approval. Your happiness was always meant to be in Allah. And once you shift your heart to seeking Him above all else, the blessings will chase you. Whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Quran 65:3. You don't have to fight for what is meant for you. You don't have to stress over what's already written in your qadr. You don't have to fear losing what was never yours to begin with. Because when your heart belongs to Allah, you've already won. If you've been feeling these signs, take this as confirmation. Your test has been passed. Now here's what you must do. Keep your heart open for what's coming. Stay grateful, because gratitude increases blessings. Be ready to walk through the doors Allah is about to open. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94:6. Your ease is coming. Your elevation has begun. Say Alhamdulillah, because Allah is about to show you why He made you wait. Your next chapter is starting. Are you ready?